Hi, I quickly want to run through testing the security of your web application. We all create web applications and it's all fun and games. Most of the time, no harm is done by small programming mistakes, but sometimes you get things like SQL injections or you forget some configuration and you end up in a very nasty situation. So I want to go over a simple technique that I use to check the security of web applications. Um, for this, we're going to use a tool by the OWASP. OWASP is the organization that has the top 10 list of most common vulnerabilities in web applications and things like that. They have other projects, and this flagship project is actually called the Z Attack Proxy. It's an awesome tool. It can do a lot of things. What I'm going to show is a simple technique to run through 80% of your issues. So let's see. When you boot the Z Attack Proxy, you download it, you install it. It's all nice. It's nicely described, so I won't go into that. So just check out the documentation. When you start Zap, this is what it looks like. It seems quite innocuous. It's very powerful, so don't let that fool you. The way I use it to test an application, and let's create an application, and we'll do that with Docker. In Docker, we'll call the damn vulnerable web application. It's an open source project, and it highlights. Let's create it. Let's see if I can find the website for it. Damn vulnerable web application. All right, here we go. This is the website for it, and it is an application that shows you how not to do things, and when you do it, how to actually increase the security of it. So that is running. Let's see. Yeah, it's running. And in settings, ports, if we go to this URL, here's our application. And we need to create a database for it. It's all self-contained, so all you need to do is click that one button. And for this test, to show how it works, I will go and set the security of the application to low. So then we'll close all this because we don't need it anymore. I will move this out of the way. The Z Attack Proxy is that thing that it says. It's a proxy that listens to all the requests that you do and everything that you actually run through your browser. So in order to go through your browser, you need to have a configuration of your local proxy. So tools options, you go to local proxy, and you see that I have mine set up to be localhost port 8090 because my application actually runs on 8080 most of the time, so I put 8090, and that's basically all you do. And then what I do, I open up Firefox. And why Firefox? All the other browsers rely on the system-defined proxy. So once you set it, everything on the system goes through the proxy, and I don't want that. I just want to have the thing that I'm concerned about. And Firefox, one of the only or the few that actually has a separate setting for proxy configuration. So I'm probably going too fast. So when you click the hamburger icon, you go to your settings, then you go to advanced, network, and then settings. And then you see here manual proxy configuration. Mine is in Dutch for some reason, so the installer figured that out. Manual proxy configuration, set it to localhost port 8090. And then from then on, everything that you do in Firefox actually goes through the proxy. And you already see that there's some requests going through, which are something that is part of something in Firefox. Always very interesting. So if we take the URL that we had from our damn vulnerable web application. And we open up Firefox, do localhost, port 3270. You see that it is added here and it is already flagging things. It's literally flagging things, right? So here you see alerts in this list. If it's not there, there's this plus sign and you can add things to it. We will add active scan later on, but for now, alerts. So that just by going through to one page, we already found 4 issues. First being the X-frame options. It protects you against clickjacking. It's generally something you set on the server level or at the top level of your application. Cookie is not HTTP only, so you can access the cookie from JavaScript and you can do stuff with it. The XSS protection and the X content type options are not set. Generally also something you configure on the web server. So immediately by just going to one page, we already found 4 issues that need to be resolved in order to have a secure application. And we have not even logged in yet, right? So if we log in, there's no instructions on the DVWA website, but well, it's easy to guess. It's admin password. You see that the other sites are already retrieved here. It flags the issues on the various locations. It also indicates this login post. And well, so let's go through this application. You can add some data. So what you normally would do as a developer, you would go around and see, am I seeing anything wrong? Oh, I've pinged an IP address. Beautiful. Let's see if I can ping myself. Ping, yes, that works. Beautiful. Let's password change. Password test. Oh, that works. Our captcha is not configured. File inclusion will not touch that. Yes, it works. It works. And all the while you're thinking, well, my application works as intended, right? So the tester will find no issues because when I'm just using it, there's no issues. So we add, hey, that works. Guestbook, yes. I love this app. There we go. All the functionality of my application is working. Let's see if it found anything else. So we had 4, now we have 5. The next one is the cross-domain JavaScript source inclusion. And from this we see that it actually is including something from a Google domain. So that can be a choice. You need to figure that out for yourself if you want to do that. So as a developer at this point, you would say, well, ops guys just fix those headers and we're all done, right? So that's not the entire thing because we did not do any edge testing. We did not input any invalid data. So this is where ActiveScan comes in. You can access it by clicking the plus. And ActiveScan will do a lot of things. We can just point it to a URL, let's say attack, do ActiveScan. And then we have some session options. Normally you would just see this, do the default policy. We did not create anything else. We'll not get into that now. We just click start scan. And it's already doing a lot. If you click this little activity monitor icon, you can see that it has a lot of checks it will do from path reversals, SQL injection, CSRF, cross-site scripting, anti-CSRF token scanner, many options. We'll let it run. It will take a couple of minutes, so we'll fast forward time now. I'll just sit back and wait. So you see, after just the first test, it already found a path reversal right here. Cross-site scripting, SQL injections, even more SQL injections, and cross-site scripting. Remote code execution, directory browsing, persistent cross-site scripting, CSRF token misuse. Alright, so after a total of 9 minutes 11 seconds it finished, and you see that it found 11 alerts. You might notice that one is missing because I had to restart the Docker instance and redo the test because my Docker blew up. But I reran the same test, and so it should be 12 instances from anti-CSRF token scanners, which mean that you can post to any form from any location, even malicious sites. Cross-site scripting, including your own JavaScript inside your the application of somebody else, being both reflected as part of an input as well as persistent. So in our database there is now JavaScript from a different location. Path reversal based on the input of a file. You can see the output of a other file. For example, here page it showed the etc password, so we now have the password file. Remote OS command injection. We can tell the application to show us the input or the data from the password file in this case, same as before. SQL injections, so we can have access to the SQL database and we can retrieve the users, passwords, all those type of things. Directory browsing, well, we can just click around on the web server and see what's going on. So with this simple test, with this simple feature, you can see that it already found a whole lot of issues. So there's no reason why you should not run this on your own application. Do not run it on anybody else's application, just your own. Run it on your own. Find issues that before they even go to the testing environment. It's very easy. It only takes a couple of minutes, and there's no excuse really. So I hope you liked it. If there's more interest in videos about OWASP or security scanning of your web application, let me know. Put a comment below, press the thumbs up, share this video, and most importantly, if you like it, if you like videos like these about security, about web applications, about development, hit the big red subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you.